Welcome to CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with investingnews.com. I'm speaking with John Celenza, founder and CEO of Cizzle Brands, a health and wellness food and beverage company based in Ontario. Hello, John.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to have you. So, what major trends do you see shaping your industry in the future, and how are you capitalizing on them?
Education. Education is the biggest trend, right? So people being more aware and more educated on what they're consuming. So in our category, sugar is a hot topic, right? A lot of people have been saying they're doing something about it, but no one's really doing anything about it, right? So sugar would be number one, the amount of sugar, the type of sugar in products, and also packaging. So a lot of negative press out there, and rightfully so, about plastic bottles, PET bottles already being banned in certain parts of the US. So definitely education and consumers becoming smarter, for lack of a better term, is the biggest trend in our industry right now.
Mm. And speaking of trends, I wonder if you could provide your insights. As you know, Canada and the US are in a looming trade war with President Donald Trump threatening tariffs against Canada and Canada responding. That's been put on pause as of yesterday, but this might not be over yet. As a company that has a presence in both countries, how are you preparing for this potential development and what's your forecast on how these tariffs will impact your business?
Yeah, so for us, it's not a worry. We have manufacturing on both sides of the border, warehousing on both sides of the border. We have a Canadian corp, a U.S. corp, so we're set up perfectly fine. It won't have any effect on us.
And so, can you talk about some specific initiatives that you are currently pursuing to deliver long term value for your shareholders?
Yeah, absolutely. So distribution is growing daily. We're very selective about the retailers that we partner with. So we kept it to a very finite group of retailers just to start. Um, the velocity that we've gotten out of those retailers has been staggering. It's really caused an increase in demand. So now slowly but surely we're letting other retailers take on the product in different areas. So yeah, you can see a lot of retail growth and the product appearing on a lot more shelves here in the near future.
And I think one recent example, you've just recently announced a new partnership with Houtte Coffee. Can you talk a bit more about that?
Yeah, that's a very important deal to us. So what that does is that allows us for direct store distribution right across Canada. So in our business, to ship someone 3 cases of Quench, we would actually lose money on that, right? But when you have a DSD service that's already going to these stores, you're able to deliver in much smaller quantities. So for a lot of our retailers, they just don't want to take a skid at the time. They want to be able to order 5 cases, 10 cases. So it's a huge advantage for us on that standpoint. Also from a margin standpoint, Van Hoot has a couple of DCs across the country. So instead of shipping from our warehouse to the individual retailers, these DCs are geographically located in the proper locations to get to those stores a lot easier. And last, Van Hoot alone has 30,000 points of distribution that they sell coffee to that's now eligible to purchase Quench right off the trucks. So it's a huge play for us, something that we're very excited about. It's usually the type of deal that you would see for a brand that's been in business 10 to 15 years. So for us to have that in our first year of business, definitely speaks to our early success.
In going through your website, I see that you work with a lot of personalities in the sports industry. Can you talk about that strategy? What are some of the unique value propositions that sets you apart from your competitor?
For sure. So you can take, as an example, Nathan McKinnon. So Nathan McKinnon is the MVP of the NHL Stanley Cup champion. He is fanatic about what he puts in his body, right? So it's not just pay for play for him. He was involved in the development of our products. He's a shareholder in the business as well. So to receive that type of endorsement speaks to the efficacy of our products and who we are as a business. And also from the influencer standpoint, times have changed since I was growing up drinking sports drinks from a marketing standpoint. So a lot of kids these days are looking for these YouTube type influencers as their heroes, right? So we brought in people that stand with the same integrity that we do as a company, want to do right by people, want to educate kids on better for you products. If you look at as a comparison in the marketplace, Prime, the drink, did a very good job with that with Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. The only difference here is that we're promoting better for you products as opposed to products that are full of sugars and preservatives and made in plastic bottles and what have you. So really just lining ourselves up with people that have the same moral standards is the start of it. And you'd be surprised who comes across your desk if you want to stand for the right things.
So, what upcoming milestones should investors watch for in the coming months?
Yeah, I mean we're in the third quarter of our fiscal year. We're looking to do 14 to $15 million net sales in the first fiscal year with over 60% margins, not including outbound shipping, but still over 40% with the outbound shipping in there. So, those are some pretty bold targets that our team set out for a first year of business, and we're well on our way to hitting those. So, I guess that'd be the most exciting milestone ahead for sure as we strive towards that.
So, if you're talking to a potential investor right now, what would be your core message about Cizzle Brands? And why would it be?
Yeah, it's just the beginning. From an investment standpoint, we're still very ripe, and the world's changing. Right, consumers are becoming far smarter. Right, I believe that gone are the days of unnecessary sugars and sports drinks and excessive packaging in plastic formats. And we stand for all those things. And we're already taking market share from the biggest players in the game. So early days for us, and definitely on trend for what's out there for the days to come.
We'll leave it at that. Thanks again, John, for taking the time to speak with me.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Thank you for making the time.
Thanks. And thanks everyone for watching. Join us again next time for another edition of CEO Insights.